Ryan here is actually a part of our intern rocket program, which is one of the ones that we offer.
Yeah, every year our interns will build high power rockets. In recent years, they've been as tall as 20 feet, and in years past, they've been as tall as 50 feet, which is crazy to think that's a quarter the size of the full size Atlas we have sitting on the pad. And after we build those rockets, we'll integrate payloads that are built by K through 12 students. We have a whole simulated launch campaign with payload integration, day of launch. We have the launch itself, deploy the payloads, and then they'll go do their own science.
If you're interested in this opportunity, intern application window is right now open until December. So go online, see if you qualify, and apply because we need more rocket scientists out here.
Definitely. And if you are a K through 12 student or a K through 12 educator, and if you're interested in flying a payload with us, we'll have more information coming out around the new year. You can visit the internships page or the intern launch page on ulalaunch.com to learn more.
As we get closer to the opening of our launch window, let's have a look at the weather forecast our launch team just received from Delta 45 Weather Officer Jimmy Tager. Today's launch forecast is looking good, with the probability of violating launch constraints at a minimal 5%, ground winds from 4 to 8 knots coming out of the southwest, and the temperature is approximately 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The primary concern for today's launch is violating the cumulus cloud rule.
LC switch is ready. All steps are complete prior to the status check.
Once we lift off, viewers watching the launch from Florida and from points in the Northeast may be able to see Atlas in flight. To get a closer look at this visibility map, check out @ULA Launch on social media.
L minus 8 minutes.
We remain in the planned 30-minute hold as we continue towards liftoff. In a few moments, ULA launch conductor Dylan Rice will pull the team for the final go to pick up the countdown. The launch conductor manages the launch team during countdown, ensuring that all systems are performing nominally and that every member of the team is following their procedure and executing to the preferred timeline.
28 engineers are pulled to confirm the rocket is ready to proceed. This is the final status check for all Atlas vehicle systems, ground systems, the payload, and the U.S. Space Force Eastern Range. Let's listen in as he performs the pull.
L minus 7 minutes.
Status check to proceed with terminal count. Atlas systems. Propulsion.
Go.
Hydraulics.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
LO2.
Go.
Water.
Go.
Centaur systems. Propulsion. Go. Pneumatics. Go. LO2.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
S-gas.
Go.
Electrical systems. Airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
CCQ.
Go.
Op support.
Go.
COM.
Go.
Umbilical.
Go.
ECS.
Go.
Redline monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
Op safety manager.
Go.
ULA safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
Go.
Range and weather.
Go.
Launch director.
You have permission to launch.
Proceeding with the count. ALC verify T0 is set for 12:09:30 Zulu.
Verified.
Polling is complete and the team is go for launch. From now until liftoff, launch conductor Dylan Rice and the launch team will continue reporting the final steps in today's countdown.
This includes verifying propellant levels and pressures in the booster and Centaur fuel tanks, as well as arming the ordnance for ignition, separation, and flight termination.
At T-minus 1 minute, the range confirms that it is in green condition for launch, assuring that there are no nearby constraints like boats, planes, or weather, and that all systems are tracking operationally. At T-minus 25 seconds, you'll hear, "Go Atlas, go Centaur, go Kuiper." This is the final status check for the rocket and payload.
To dampen the acoustic shock at liftoff, at T-minus 6 seconds, the launch pad's water deluge system activates, followed a few seconds later by booster engine ignition. Then, after seeing Atlas lift off, you'll hear flight commentator Sarah Bailey Glasgow providing updates as the rocket ascends into space.
So as we're nearing to the end of our countdown, you can tell that there's excitement here in the LCC and all of our console rooms. As we're getting excited, though, the engineers are staying focused, looking at their data, because we know we got the A-team behind us working for today's launch.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a calm excitement. Everything's been proceeding as we expect, which is always good to hear.
Yeah, and I've been on console for a couple of launches in the past, but today is a special one because it's Ryan's first launch here at the Cape in person. So we definitely have a great thing in store for today. This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 4 minutes and 10 seconds. We anticipate releasing the hold in just a few moments.
T-minus 4 minutes and counting. 3, 2, 1, mark.
The countdown clock has resumed, and we are go for launch at 8:09:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
After liftoff, ULA's Atlas V rocket will fly northeast from Space Launch Complex 41. Here's a look at today's flight.
Following final confirmation of rocket readiness, the RD-180 engine and 5 GEM-63 solid rocket boosters ignite to produce more than 2 million pounds of thrust, lifting ULA's Atlas V rocket away from the pad. Shortly after liftoff, the rocket begins a pitchover to attain the proper flight path while minimizing the dynamic pressure it experiences during flight. Atlas then reaches Mach 1, the speed of sound. The addition of 5 solid rocket boosters, or SRBs, precisely augment the liftoff thrust of the Atlas V, giving it the power to deliver the payload to orbit. With their propellant expired approximately 96 seconds into ascent, the SRBs burn out, followed by jettison. Atlas's guidance system then begins steering towards the precise target in space. Amazon's Kuiper satellites are encapsulated inside a 5-meter diameter payload fairing, which provides protection to the spacecraft during ascent. After crossing the Kármán line, entering space, the payload fairing is jettisoned. With the majority of propellant expended fighting against the force of gravity, the RD-180 engine shuts down and the booster stage separates. The rocket then begins second stage flight, weighing less than 7% of what it did at liftoff. ULA's high-performance Centaur, with its RL-10 engine, ignites, powering the upper stage and spacecraft into a circular low Earth orbit. The first burn comes to an end with engine shutdown, followed by Centaur orienting to release Amazon's Project Kuiper satellites to build their low Earth orbit satellite broadband network.
$140.
Launch enabled.
$137. FTS armed.
T-minus 90 seconds. The launch vehicle, ground systems, payload, and Eastern Range are go for launch.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Britt Porcelli here with Ryan Schleter for today's live coverage of ULA's Atlas V launch of Amazon Project Kuiper satellites.
At this time, the team is not working any issues, and we're proceeding towards liftoff at 8:09:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
T-minus 1 minute.
Rock, report range status.
Range green. Reporting. Stable at step 3.
Verify ECS reduced for launch.
Verified. 25.
Status check. Go Atlas.
Go Centaur.
Go Kuiper.
T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We have ignition, 1. And liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket, carrying 27 satellites for Amazon's Project Kuiper Internet constellation. Continuing a new chapter in low Earth orbit satellite connectivity.
U is on closed loop control. Engaging our first throttle segment. And completed pitch program.
You are hearing Sarah Bailey Glasgow providing launch vehicle ascent
operate
data.
as expected. Hydraulics look good. Successfully completed roll program. Body rates are continue to look good. Mach 1, Atlas V is now supersonic. Throttling up as expected. Vehicle is now 5 miles in altitude, 2 miles downrange, continues to move down the center of the range track. Booster engine operating nominally. Now passing 1 minute into flight. Body rates are nominal. Engine continues to operate as expected. Throttling down, engine continues to burn normally. Vehicle is now moving at 2,700 miles an hour down the center of the range track. Vehicle is now 1/2 of its liftoff weight. Max Q passing through maximum dynamic pressure. And we have good indication of SRB burnout coming up on SRB jettison. Throttling up as expected. And we have good indication of separation of all 5 SRBs. Engine continues to burn normally. Vehicle is now on closed loop steering. Engine operating parameters look good.
We just heard confirmation of solid rocket booster jettison. These additional motors augmented the thrust at liftoff to give the Atlas rocket an extra boost to punch through the thicker parts of the atmosphere.
And speaking of punches, these SRBs provide 350,000 pounds of thrust each. So with 5 GEM 63s combined with the RD-180s, you get 2.7 million pounds of total thrust at liftoff. Talk about some firepower.
We're now coming up on our next mission event, jettison of the payload fairing. Let's listen in.
Atlas is now 80 miles downrange, moving at 5,600 miles an hour. Holding acceleration at 2.5 Gs in preparation for payload fairing jettison. And vehicle is past the Kármán line. We have exited Earth's atmosphere. Atlas is now 1/4 of its liftoff weight. And Centaur reaction control system is pressurizing to flight levels as expected. And we have good indication of payload fairing jettison and CFLR deck jettison. Engine continues to burn normally.
Flight commentator Sarah Bailey Glasgow just called out confirmation of the payload fairing jettison. The composite fairing protects the spacecraft as it pushes through the harshest parts of Earth's atmosphere. Next, we'll hear callouts for the cutoff of Atlas's first stage engine and the separation of the booster stage, followed by the ignition of ULA Centaur's second stage engine.
These events occur when the first stage has escaped Earth's atmosphere, getting above the Kármán line and into space. The Centaur upper stage, with the Kuiper satellites attached, then takes over on a trajectory to a precise orbit in space. Let's listen in as we approach these milestones.
Engine continues to burn as expected. 30 seconds to BECO. Boost phase chill down in progress. Temperatures are operating as expected. Body rates continue to look good. PU has gone to open loop control as expected. Boost phase chill down complete. Temperatures operated as expected. And we have good indication of booster engine cutoff. And stage separation. Pre-start on fuel unlocks, good staging. Ignition and full thrust. RL10 is running nominally. This will be just under 13-minute first burn. Steering has been enabled, and PU system has gone to fixed angles as expected.
This is Atlas Mission Control at T plus 4 minutes and 59 seconds. We just heard flight commentator Sarah Bailey Glasgow confirm the successful completion of the early milestones in today's flight, and all systems continue to operate nominally. So we had a really great launch today. We went at the beginning of our window, which is always a plus. The line stayed pretty light, not a lot of chatter. Our engineers, best in the world, kept forward, and we were able to have a successful early milestones of today's Atlas Kuiper 3 launch.
Yeah, it was great to see. The 551 is always a special rocket. The Bruiser configuration, as we lovingly call it, with those 5 extra SRBs, 2.7 million pounds of thrust, it really just leaps off the pad. As we wrap up our live coverage, we want to say thank you for tuning in for today's flight and remind you to visit ulalaunch.com, follow our socials at ulalaunch, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future live streams, launch highlights, and behind-the-scenes rocket content. Also, plan to join us next month for another Atlas V launch. Before we sign off, let's take another look at today's liftoff.
T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We have ignition, 1. And liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket, carrying 27 satellites for Amazon's Project Kuiper Internet constellation. Continuing a new chapter in low Earth orbit satellite connectivity.
U is on closed loop control. Engaging our first throttle segment. And completed pitch program.
You are hearing Sarah Bailey Glasgow providing launch vehicle ascent data.